Welcome back for your November reading. If you're wanting a booking, you can go to the link directly below. I am in Perth, WA, Australia. So for those of you who are in Australia, you can make group bookings if you need to. And there is a discount connected to that. Also, be mindful of the time difference. There is an app connected to the website to help you do the change of the times. And there's also a shop connected to the website that you can purchase from. Chakra-related products, smudge sticks, candles connected to twin flames. So lots of bits and pieces. Now, what am I picking for you guys? You're being very observant. You're really watching some things unfold. You have a vibration connected to what you know to be true. You're waiting to see the fruit in the pudding. You're waiting to see how things are going to come about. You're also holding your energy back to a point where you're allowing other people to spiritually walk their own path. You do have two paths you're directly looking at. Two ideas, two goals, two roads. And you're working out which one directly is going to connect to you, but you're waiting on information. You're waiting on evidence. You're waiting to see how things come about. It could be you have too many balls in the air and you feel a sense of a vibration coming through, and you're really having to use your intuition connected to how to use your energy, where to apply it, when to revoke it, and how to keep the balance connected to this. Now, this being a number 1 year, all of us have done a large transformation. Now, coming that we are nearing the end of the year, there is a vibration that is changing. Now, we have had a lot of movement this year. So there has been a movement in a sense that we've been dealing with energies of home, education, things we learn, people we mix with, people we choose not to mix with, where to put our energies, connected to what we're wanting out of our lives. And definitely our jobs, if they're not vibrationally connecting with us, that has come into highlight this year for us to change. Home last month was on the agenda, and this still will be relevant, directly connected to every zodiac sign. It's sort of seeping over into the first few weeks, but it's still a relevant subject that we're still directly dealing with. Now, home could be connected to a movement, someone moving in, someone moving out, house renovations, where you wish to live at a future date, where you're going, and what home looks like to you. So it can be any area directly connected to home, depending on how this falls for you personally. And you'll know how this energy directly relates to you in relation to home. The next energy in November, which is coming through, is about our communication and our verbalization of what we're wanting out of situations. Now, I do find that Librans are quite intuitive. You also spiritually have had a lot of growth. Now, each zodiac sign has had this aspect, but each will deal with the energy differently. So neither one really has had more or less. It's just the way in which people relate to the energies is very different. Being that you're very good communicators, you will find this not to be a problem. Although I have noticed when I meditated on it, a lot of the zodiac signs are revoking their ability to actually communicate their truth. Now, the reason this is coming up into highlight is because an aspect of us speaking our truth connected to what we want out of our road, sometimes we place ourselves second. So it's a very energetic month, and it's going to be a very challenging month and a very assertive month. So it's really going to need you to use both sides of the scales to balance that energy. I do feel that being a Libran, you will be able to use that, but it is still nevertheless going to test you to a point where you're going to have to manage both sides of the scales. Neither one energy is wrong or right, but you need to, the way you communicate, generally you may need to use a different technique in order to communicate what you're trying to put across. There can be clash of wills connected to this, but it does feel like you're, in general, waiting to see how things move in order to make a final judgment on a decision, on a situation rather, with your scales, which way it's going to go. Now, I do feel you're hopeful in certain ways, things are going to go in a certain way, but you're also not placing your will onto the scenario because you're wanting it to be vibrationally reality-based, not concocted or an imaginary butterfly, so to speak. You're wanting the real deal of whatever this scenario is going to be. So you want it to be as authentic and truthful as possible. And you're happy to take the good, the bad, and the ugly. Regardless, you're wanting the truth of the matter. I do feel you're quite focused on business at the moment. For some of you, this might be, it could be your career, that you are enhancing your area that you're currently working in. It can be that you're physically, it feels like you're putting a lot of energy into work. I'll just put it that way. It does feel like a big, heavy energy on work. You are wanting to spread your energy in different directions, but you're finding this to be a little bit challenging, and maybe it's not a punishment in a sense. Maybe this is the way it was meant to be, so that you can let all the cards fall in the correct place. Now, not for all the zodiac signs, but for some of them, I have actually pulled cards for the general section of the reading. Most of the energy I'm able to pick up in general, but for those of you who sort of do have a heavier energy coming through where you're needing more clarity, I am pulling cards to elaborate. And for you, some reason I'm being drawn to pull the cards. I know Gemini is having a very heavy energy this month. Cancer. I think I did an extra section for Taurus, but I'm not sure now. No, it was Aquarius. That's hoping. Okay, so what advice do we have for you? Okay. Your intuition and your psychic ability is quite heightened, so you're going to need to be using your third eye connected to anything you're wanting to do. So if you directly feel that the way in which you're going to have to use your energy this month is to watch and see and use your intuition, then please do so. Very interesting that this comes up. And please look at your rising signs as well. Okay. Okay, you're needing to hold faith connected to this situation, and it might be that you need to detoxify and cleanse in a sense of maybe be in a hermit mode to remove yourself from scenarios in order to see the clarity when things become too energetic. So if it's a really busy month or the energy is getting very heavy, you're going to need to remove yourself from scenarios temporarily. It's not permanent, but just to get a bit of clarity and to ground yourself, okay? And I've already dropped a card. Okay, the energy directly connected is not about children. So you might be feeling it's about children, but it directly isn't. There's other things going on. There's more than meets the eye in a situation, so dig deeper and work out why this is coming up for you. Okay, you're choosing not to talk, but this might be a direct reason you're choosing not to talk. And again, I did feel at the beginning of the reading, it's that even though the energy had come up that we're being pushed to communicate, perhaps choose the correct times in which to do it. Because what you might find is this month is a time of listening, not talking. And that's why your throat chakra is going, because you really want to say something, I'm feeling. You know, you're right on the edge of your seat and really wanting to say something, but you're not. You're revoking it. You're not feeling grounded either connected to this, because, you know, you're feeling quite removed from a scenario in order to let the clarity come through in the given areas on their own. Okay, it's hindering your creativity as well. So I am feeling you to be quite run down and quite fatigued. Like me. And you're also wanting to see how things are going to move about, how they're going to move forward, and what you're going to do from here. But at the moment, you're not seeing change, and that's what's frustrating you the most. So it's like you're physically going off a vibration, and your psychic abilities, even though your third eye is a bit out, I still feel as though you're questioning your third eye more than it's actually out. And I think you're not wanting to actually use your psychic connections. I think you're more wanting to visually see the connection, but you're not. You're more going off your intuition. There is something that's going to happen that is going to be music to your ears. You're just going to have to wait for that to come through. Now, you are a natural healer, so you will keep the balance connected to family, money, and your general part of your life. And there might be a change coming in a sense of this area. That even though you're healing, it's you who creates that healing within others as well. But you're also having to be very assertive connected to this so you get the best possible outcome. So it might be that you are hearing things, you're seeing things, you're sensing things, but you're physically not putting your energy into it too heavily, so that, like I said, all the cards can fall where they're necessarily needing to fall, because that's what it is. And if you somehow place your energy too much into it, you don't want to manipulate a scenario for it to roll a certain way. So you're removing your energy for it naturally to happen as it's intended to happen. That's what I'm hearing. Couples. I get terrible hay fever. Had a great run. And if I don't take my tablet, I get a sinus infection. Can't win. Okay. Something connected to your relationship has a direct connection to timing. And you're feeling as though you're waiting on a scenario to unfold in order to, you know, have that forward movement. Okay. Okay. The energy of your partner coming into the month is feeling a little bit agitated. And for all of us, I do feel this will be an element directly connected to us in the first week. It does feel like a very, and this could be the whole way through the month. It depends on where it is in your chart, how it's going to directly affect you, and how you work with the energies that are coming through, because all of these are relevant in our own lives, but how we directly take that challenge is what the outcome's going to be. You can assist your partner with this energy and make them aware of it to a degree. That is a feeling that they're going through. It is temporary, and that too shall pass. But they do feel quite energetic at the beginning of the month. For you personally, you are feeling very grounded. And it's kind of like the yin and yang scenario going on with you, that you both do balance each other, but this is very much wearing you out. You're not communicating that this is frustrating you, or you may be, but directly it's them, it's not you, if you understand what I'm saying. It's because you are feeling quite grounded to the point you know what needs to be done, you know how things should be done, but it's not your responsibility to do that. So you're supporting where you can, but you're not taking over to a point where you're taking that person's will away from them. big changes for them will be coming. Now, this can be connected to their health, the way they view the world, what they're wanting to do in their forward movement in their life. And it feels like anything that's been blocking them is going to be removed in November, and there will be forward movement for them. For you, this can be frustrating though, because you're very concerned about outcomes and things that are happening. And you could be dealing with paperwork, you could be dealing with frustrations, you could be dealing with the energy of it being cruel and feeling left out in the cold to a degree. But it might be just the energy you're physically going through. And I'll pull clarifier cards on it, but I'm sort of feeling as though they're quite cool and collected, even though their cards are stating they're not. And you're quite agitated, but it's or passionate rather, but you're feeling some scenarios cruel. And it doesn't have to be, it can be that you're looking at your partner and thinking, gosh, what they're physically going through is actually unfair. And so for them to come out of the woodworks and move forward, you can be looking at the entire scenario as a whole and feeling it to be a little bit unjust and unfair. There is going to be a judgment nevertheless. Now, your partner's going to be very outspoken, and this can be connected to what the clarifier card's going to say, so we shall find that. Okay, this is going to be, and I'm feeling they're both passionate cards, so again, I will pull clarifiers, but I am feeling as though this is a connection between the binding of the both of you, but there have been blocks on the road connected to your union, and you've been directly working with the energies to work through them and get to the other side, if that makes sense. Now, your energy, Libra, is becoming healthier. So you're going to become more grounded this month, where you're feeling that you're doing what you need to do for yourself as well. And this will make you very upbeat and happy, almost I told you so scenario. But you are knowing, I don't feel you use that energy verbally to say it in a way like that. It just feels you're hopeful that everyone in a scenario you're directly dealing with will be okay in the correct way, if that makes sense. I will go back to that. Okay, your partner might be wanting to be quite fancy free. Now, they can be negotiating with you on a road that you're choosing to go down. Now, I do feel there was a block in a sense of, it feels as though a decision was needing to be made on a path that both of you were choosing to go down. Both of you are together, but unsure which road you're going to take, how that road's going to look. And because you're not wanting to place that energy onto your partner, you're waiting to see what their decision is going to be, even though at the moment you very much, in a way, probably do need to take the lead to a degree, but you feel that's not right. It's not where your energy is at. Energetically, you feel it is a partnership, so it's 50-50. So you're not wanting to take their portion of the 50 over because you want their input connected to what they wish to do. You don't want to be living a facade. You want a 50-50 relationship, and you respect them enough to give them that. So you're waiting on their opinion of the notion of whatever this subject is. We shall see. Oh boy, okay. Where they're feeling loss connected to something, they're feeling that they are living through a very unfair situation. This feels personally relevant for them, not directly connected to you, although it's impacting you. And although you're feeling centered within this area, you're afraid to commit to the next level because you're feeling, is this person directly still connected, or because they're distant, is this what the equilibrium of the relationship's going to be? So you're a bit undecided how they're physically feeling about what's going on with them. And because they're up in their head, you're taking it personally, but it's not a personal energy. Now, when they start to move forward, their energy is going to change to a more romantic kind of light-hearted energy. But you're going to feel that it's a cruel energy going on, and this might be a cruel energy directly connected to what happened to them or what they're physically going through. But you're seeing hope at the end of the tunnel. So I feel it's an opinion you have of it, but you're keeping it to yourself because you're feeling, to a degree, an outsider. So this could be directly connected to their past or something on the outside that is impacting them. And you're looking at the scenario and you're thinking this is really unfair. But you don't want to place your energy into that situation because you're there as love and support, not as judge and jury. Even though you are the scales. You're balancing them with poise. Your partner will be more outspoken and they're owning their power, directly connected to this. And this very much is an aspect of what this month is about. It's about owning your voice and your truth and stating what you feel is correct for yourself. So to a degree, you're probably supporting them to do this so that they're able to handle their feelings in a correct manner. It is going to cause them doubt, even though they're verbalizing their truth. It sort of feels like a no-win situation, but it is a win. It's just not instantly. It feels as though it's an aspect of the process. That's what I'm being shown. It's a process. So there's no right, no wrong, but no matter what, a certain aspect of this had to be a bit yuck in order to have some sense of direction. Now, the connection where you're wanting to live and how you want it, and your hopes connected to love and life and family and all of those beautiful things, it is taking effort connected to it. Although you do feel directly it's worth it, or you wouldn't be placing the effort within the scenario. Now, your health will increase. It's going to make you feel more upbeat. And it might be that you're looking very good or you've got a glow going on, but be careful because there's fertility here. So it could be a birth of physical idea, or it could be a movement forward and you're feeling it's coming to fruition, but this can be birth as well. Now, your partner is being quite free-spirited, but they are negotiating the future and wanting the partnership to move forward. But they are stressed, but they're still walking through. They've come the full circle, and they've really had to look at every aspect of life. They are looking at family and, oh gosh, karmic ends with angry cards. But something of a large matter has been stressing them, and it is directly connected to family. They're letting go of control issues connected to family. And where they're being outspoken, and they may lose something in order to speak their truth connected to their feelings, they are expressing love. So it might be losing an idea in mind. It could be changing their energy to a point where they're recouping. And finding a road or a path in life where they can actually make plans on. It might be an attitude or a thought. Ooh. Too many. Okay. You're learning to forgive this situation in order to heal and move forward. Libra, that's for you. I do feel you're quite forgiving. I just feel whatever is going on has been very testing on you. But you're handling it nevertheless. It's just been quite different. You're really questioning aspects. Now, Depending on where you are, whether you're just recently in this partnership or whether this has been a long-standing relationship, this is how it's going to directly connect. Now, the direct energies for partners, be it you've just come into connection or you've been there many years, your partner is healing family-related issues currently. And you currently do deserve love, and you're aware of this. So you're feeling grounded, connected to that energy. Now, there's two separate energies coming through. Both of you have a T-section in the road. Now, this is directly connected to a vibration you feel within the relationship or a previous scenario that you're not passionate about any longer. So this could be a person you were directly with, or and then you've ended up in a new situation. This could be, even be years later, where you're processing. It feels like two energies coming through. One is of an aspect you're currently dealing with. Three otherwise. Otherwise, within the partnership, you're questioning the scenario and asking yourself, you know, is this movement in love and the road for your partner, where they're becoming, you know, they're actually moving forward with you. It's not happening as soon as they thought, but it is going to happen. And where you're thinking there's cruel energy and you're seeing hope, you're questioning true love. But I don't feel it's that you're questioning it because it's taking so long. I feel this could be you have made a choice connected to love, whether people think it's true or not. But I think this is an old energy of a previous scenario. And it might be for some of you, you had that T in the road and the T in the road was a previous scenario or a current scenario. However, this is going to directly relate. I'll pull another clarifier. This could be connected to a wedding. But some sense of movement isn't happening right away. Now, this might even be your energy you're thinking and processing on over the month of November. It doesn't directly have to be what's happening, because they're interesting cards that are coming out. They're kind of like, they don't feel, this is from a psychic point of view, they feel more a mental mindset than an actuality, if that's even a word. I think it's a word. Okay, you're not going to separate from this person, but you're not feeling directly safe. So you're still committing to this scenario, but you, like it said from the beginning, I do feel as though more so you're waiting to see how your partner works through this energy this month. But if you're wanting more clarification, please feel free, and I will give you a reading. I'm going to pull 3 more cards for couples, because it's a weird one. It's not really giving us the details we want. My daughter's being very noisy. She knows I'm recording. Pardon me. Okay, for your partner, things are going to slow down because you've got this card in reverse, and it's about things happening. There's too much going on, and that's why they're vibrationally feeling that way. You're also directly defending the way you see things and what you need to do. So you're speaking a truth, and you're moving back so that they can process what you've said to deal with the aspect of what's going on. It feels more something directly connected to what's physically going on with them than anything as per se as to what you've done or the road you're traveling. So I feel there's a hurdle directly connected to them moving over that hurdle in order to have that forward motion. Okay, now this is interesting because this card is about not being able to make a decision, but your partner has this card in reverse. So they are stepping into that energy of actually going to make a decision in the month of November. If it does seep over, it'll be into the first 1 to 2 weeks of December. But I do feel that it will directly be before the Christmas and New Year. Okay. Okay, you're needing to, in a way, get help from others. So this might be support emotionally, or it might, because your partner is otherwise occupied, kind of processing things. Lean on your friends when need be, so that if you're trying not to be harsh in some way and you're questioning scenarios, process it via talking to people that you are directly connected to. By all means, definitely speak to your partner when you feel this is vibrationally correct. I mean, this is the connection you have and you should hold it dear. You should be able to communicate. But if you feel the need to ground yourself and speak in a different format, then it's asking you to lean on your friends if need be during this time. Okay. You have this card in reverse, so things are going to turn out better than you thought. But you're thinking something was unwise, and this is both of your energy. I'll pull a clarifier on that. Turned into a second reading for couples, jeez. You're questioning yourselves. You're both very ready. Okay. Your partner will connect to what they're wanting and know that this relationship with you is very trustworthy. It's very grounded. It's very emotional in a positive way. You will not go anywhere because this card's in reverse. So you still are very connected and you will not go anywhere. And it's saying that both of you have the magic within this situation to make it work. It directly is not about you. It's about external scenarios. So have the patience and support each other through November. Brace yourselves like a roller coaster and plod on through. Okay. And I think I might use those for singles. What do we have going on singles? Holiday. I feel as though you're wanting to work on something, but it's more work on yourself. I do feel that you do have your eye on somebody. Pardon me. But I think you're questioning whether they have, whether you're on the same page. So you're trying to work it out. Again, I do feel this month to be quite focused on your head, like your thought processes and what you're doing and how you're going to go about communicating certain things. You are connected to a past tense situation, but it's more on a processing level than anything else. Let's see what we've got. Come on, card. Work with me. You're trying to mix and socialise with people around you in the month of November, okay? So this socialisation will be a direct link to this person who is coming towards you. You do, in a sense, want to move forward. And this might be away from a situation, or it might be to move forward and be able to have that spiritual growth in order to be open. But I do think it's very much about you doing some internal work. You're wondering if there will be happy outcomes, but by getting grounded and actually doing the internal work, you will see the truth of the matter. Okay, you're not seeing the cash component moving through, but you're actually not focused on the cash. I do feel cash is going to flow through for you, but I feel more in a sense of abundance. The abundance is an internal abundance, not a financial, physical. So what you might be finding is you do have cash coming in all of a sudden, but you're feeling vibrationally the connection isn't directly about the cash, and it hasn't been making you happy. It's more been a spiritual journey you're physically going through. So you're digging to the core of your insides, which then glows and creates abundance from inside. You do have a lot going on though, so you're really multitasking, but you're also trying to go into hermit mode, which is going to make it quite impossible. There will be a lot of socialization for you, but you will again make a decision. And a relationship will be offered to you, or the relationship you're directly dealing with from afar. If you directly are connected, it could be with a water sign. You're really investing in the situation and seeing where things go from here. And things will move very quickly. So you can see the movement, you can see the change, and you are investing in the situation. For some of you, this might be with an earth sign, but there are many cards that are water signs. So, and one air. It depends on how it relates. Don't ever look at the signs. Feel the vibe of what the person's personality is like, or what the current, if it directly relates to you, you'll know what I mean. Okay, from a situation, you need to free yourself from guilt. So this will be relevant to you, how it fits. Okay, you have to honour your soul's purpose, and that's been an aspect of this journey for you. But you're also really submerging yourself in your work in your creative field. You're working very hard. You're very much applying yourself. Love is there, but you are also needing to tie up loose ends connected to employment, work, creativity. You do have a lot on your shoulders. Okay, so you're grounding yourself connected to love. You're not seeing the beauty in the situation, but you will see that when you're grounded. So it might be that you need to go and get grounded in order to see that, because you have so much on your shoulders and it's actually making you cold to a degree, but you're not wanting to be that way. It's just when you're in mission mode, you act that way in order to cope with what you're needing to do. It's your way of, I wouldn't say self-preservation, it's your action mode. Something connected to a wish you have, meditate on it. When you see a feather, collect it, because it's answering yes to your prayer, to your answer or your question. It's a yes. So if you see a feather and you have something on your mind, please collect it, because it is the universe's way of confirming to you, yes, your meditation and your manifestation is working and it is coming through. So I hope you have a wonderful November, and hopefully I will have some twin flame videos up this month as well, and I may do another lively. Have a great month. Bye guys.